Hello, what a phenomenon time to be alive. What a phenomenon time to have an awesome time today. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Right? How are you guys doing? Hope you're having an awesome time. Loving this. Well done, well done. Right. Okay. Don't forget to share this and don't forget to like this page if you haven't so that you're notified when we always go live. Like that. Okay. All right, so we're going live and then we'll be sharing something really important. But before we proceed, let me just know where you're joining me from today. Okay, let's know where you're joining from today. Right, let's know where you're joining from today. Remember, this is our wealth building and financial management month. All right, wealth building and financial management month. So it will be really, really amazing and something that we're looking forward to. All right. So don't forget is that time of the month where we'll talk about money. So please, wherever you are, you could share this with your friends and family so they can be part of what we're going to be doing here today. And I'm hoping that they will surely benefit in all the discussions that we're going to be having here today. So just let me know if you can. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me clearly first. Let's see if you can hear me clearly. Just put on the chat. Let me know if you can hear me clearly, please. Let's know if you can hear me clearly. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Just put on the chat for me. If you can hear me clearly, I will appreciate that. If you can hear me clearly, let me know from the chat. Am I audible enough? Is it clear? Okay. So let me know. Oh, welcome, welcome. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining me. But can I just know if you can hear me clearly? Just put on the chat if you can hear me clearly. Right? Can you? Let me just type. You can you hear me clearly? We can hear you loud and clear. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Edna. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And we're gonna have some engagement. So sometimes I want you to type something there. Please just help me so that we know that you're hearing me and also you're part of this conversation we're having today. Right? We're here to learn, and we're gonna be talking about building asset for retirement than accumulating liabilities. Okay, and it's quite an interesting one, and I have some points to highlight about this topic because this topic is very practical topic, and I want you to reflect about your own personal life and personal finances and find a way to make things a little bit different. Okay, the way you deal with this topic will matter a lot, right? So this is really, really important. Thank you so much, Grace Johnson. Thank you, guys. Please, you can share this link to your friends and family. Let them just enjoy this evening wherever they are. Chilling, just relaxing. They can just listen along. So share this, put it in your status, let them subscribe and be part of what we're doing this evening. All right, this is very important. Okay, I want to begin by saying that building assets is something that you are personal about, and we need to understand asset and liabilities. Last time I talked about a book called Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and I was emphasizing why it's important to read that book. It's a very good write up, financial write up on financial education book that can actually help anybody to understand why asset is better than liabilities and what are those differences. All right. But just for the sake of remembrance and just to make sure that we're aware of what these two terms are, asset, according to Robert Kiyosaki, is what put money into your pocket, and liabilities is what takes money out of your pocket. And most times, taking money out of your pocket, they make you poorer, right? They make you not to have enough, and they make you not to have adequate money that is required for you to continuously build and support your family or support yourself and support your home. So it is important that we find out where do we stand. Are we more driven in the liability side or we're driven in the asset side? And it's important to know that asset is a long-term thing. It's not something that just happened overnight. You must have a long-term goal, which we talked about the last time, a long-term vision, very clear of where you are going. And if you're very conversant with a lot of men and women in our time and those that have passed away that were able to accumulate wealth, they were long term. I want to give an example of something I witnessed personally by another guy. So, one of the morning, my car could not start, so I had to call the recovery guys. And the recovery guy that came to my house to look why the car wasn't starting, unfortunately, has we left the lights on overnight, so the battery drained out. So when he came, we just started chatting. And he said something to me that was so profound, absolutely profound. He said that in the process, we're talking about finances, we're talking about the country, the economy, and then we're talking about long term plan strategies and all that. And then he said something to me that she knows of somebody that the father bought an asset outside the United Kingdom, specifically in Spain. All right. And the father bought this land, sorry, not the father, the great grandfather bought this land 1952. Okay, and that's quite a long time, right? And it was acres of land. And he bought this land, I think about £4,000 um, at the time. But if you think about £4,000 in our money today, is pretty crazy money, right? And don't forget, 1952, they were just coming out of the Second World War. You know, for those that are conversant with that, that was in the 40s, and then they're coming out. So a lot was really happening. Things were just picking up. But this man was able to see ahead, and he bought this land in Spain, acres of land. And from what this guy told me, he was projecting into the future for his grandchildren that are going to take over this land. Now he bought the land and then people were using it for farming and all sorts was happening in that place in Spain. But it was well documented, proper land owned by this British man. So this British man also had a son. So he told his son his plan was for the great grandchildren, for the grandchildren that he might not be here, but this is his plan for them. So the father handed over to his son, and then he passed away. And then the son had one daughter, right? One daughter, and the daughter just finished uni and was working in London. And then when she turned 31, the father, because in fact, from what I was told, the father had her quite late, wasn't one of those early child bearing, was quite a bit late. So last year, the father handed over the land that was bought in Spain by the granddad in 1952 with all the documents, transferred everything to this girl. So this year, early this year, she sold the land because she said she don't want to do anything in Spain. She don't want to get involved in anything. She just want to sell it. Guys, you won't believe £4,000 land in 1952 in Spain, and the place where the man bought the land is so developed. It's not far from the sea. British people love the place. Real estate is insane in that place. It's bustling, bubbling. She sold the land to those investors that develop houses and develop properties in Spain for 136 million pounds. I didn't say euros. I didn't say dollars. And I didn't say naira. 136 million pounds. That's what she got from the land that the granddad bought 1952. Now the granddad is dead. In fact, her own dad was very sick at the time. I don't know what has happened to him now. Was very almost getting old as well. So he handed over to the girl. So the girl had 136 million that was brought back into the UK. And I was asking this guy that was sharing this story with me, this British guy that was sharing this story with me. I said, wow, that's just crazy. So, and the girl read law in the university. She was practicing in London. So she started buying properties everywhere in London, everywhere in Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, everywhere, just properties, 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 and cash, 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 cash. No mortgage. And then also invested in stocks, 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 stocks. So I asked the question that with the 136 million, that did the girl have any sport car? Is she driving Ferrari or any of those? Because she can afford it very well. She said no, she just driving a Mercedes. They just want normal Mercedes. Interesting. 31 years old. Now, how you guys feeling about this story? Please, can you put on the chat for me? How you feeling about this story? Put on the chat for me. Do you wish your father did that for you? How are you feeling right now? Do you want me to find out where the girl is? We can have a conversation with the girl or something. Just put on the chat for me. How are you feeling right now about this? Yes. Let me see. Let me see. Put on the chat for me. How is this? How are you feeling about this story and about the power of asset? Right? Yes. Let's get some comments. Let's get some comments. What do you think about the father? What do you think about the granddad? What do you think about keeping this for almost, wow, that is crazy number of years, more than 50 years, guys. More than 60 years, guys. It's crazy. How can you invest for 60 years before you actually see what that is worth? That's crazy investment, isn't it? So, what do you have to say? Can anybody just tell me, what is your thoughts just about what has happened to this girl, this lady, and how her life has changed? You know, what exactly can you say about the foresight of the granddad, the foresight of the one that invested in 1952, right? Just let me know. I feel challenged and excited for her. Okay, right. Thank you. I can see that. Let's put that up there. All right, in Kayosa Gambo, yeah. I feel challenged and excited for her. Yes, this is what we call generational wealth. Very true. I perfectly agree. I perfectly agree. This is what we call generational wealth. Yeah, I agree. Yes, can I have more comments? Can I have more comments? Soft lived, soft life activated. I love that one. Yeah, definitely. I love that one. Yeah, beyond braids. You're so on point. Soft life activated. That's right. Soft life activated. Soft life activated. That's powerful. And Edna said, you know, this is what we call generational wealth. I don't know other way to say this, but it's just incredible story, just a powerful story. And I've never stopped thinking about that girl. I don't have her contact. I don't have her number. I don't know where she live. I tried to find out more details, but the guy did not disclose that to me. I would have loved to find out more about her. Possibly just go and say hi to her. When she's passing by. What do you guys think? Oh, the grandfather made the best decision ever. Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. The grandfather made the best decision ever. That is just um incredible. Okay? Absolutely incredible. So please, I wanted to share that story just that you understand the power of compounding interest, the power of investing, the power of planning for retirement. One of the things that really challenged me from the story was that even the grandfather is no longer here. I mean, can you imagine that? The grandfather is no longer here. He's gone. And her own father as well is, well, I don't know what's happened, but at the time wasn't too okay. Also, might probably also be living. But look at the third generation of that man's lineage is holding something that is gonna go beyond several generations. I was told that she's buying like high-rise buildings in London, all sorts of properties, commercial properties, Birmingham, Manchester, everywhere. She's mostly investing in the UK with all this money. Now, even if she have her own kids, can you imagine inheriting that and that just go on and on and on and on and on? And she's a lawyer. So she knows her onions, how to really deal with those properties to make sure it's secured and preserved for the generation that she might not even know again. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. I tap into that in the name of Jesus Christ. Yes, absolutely. I tap into it as well. And I believe we all need to tap into it. This is what they call wisdom. This is what they call understanding. So just know this is what we call generational wealth. This is generational wealth. Now, there's no need to feel um, upset about this. There's no need begin to feel like you need to go back to your father and your mother and your grandfather or go to their grave and begin to tell them that they didn't do well. No, that's not the essence why the story was shared. Whatever our parents could not do, we are here now and we have the opportunity to do so. Do not say this is only for people in abroad. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, anywhere in the world. I'm going to explain to you that you can build generational wealth regardless of where you are in the world. That is really, really powerful. All right. So, like we said, we are still going to talk about this, and I know that talking about this will help you to understand what exactly are we saying. Building asset for retirement than accumulating liabilities. And I'm going to tell you about 10 different things that you can do to begin to behave and act. All right. Behaved and act. Oh, I love what she said. Soft generational wealth. It's not a hard one, right? Okay. Building asset for retirement and accumulating liabilities. The first thing I want to talk about is educate yourself. If you want to build asset for retirement that is going to go beyond you, you have to educate. You have to educate yourself, because educating yourself is more powerful and more profound than just sitting back and waiting for someone to just hand you leftovers. So it is very critical, it's very essential that as you begin to think about building assets for generational wealth, for retirement, you start with educating yourself. And the way you start by educating yourself is just like what we're doing now. Get into seminars, books, find time to learn about how money works. Read about economics, read about how the system of money works. Okay, read about how you can understand what is net worth, what is dividend, what is capital gain, what is profit. Just understanding the terms of financial education will start giving you the understanding of what you need to do. Most people just abandon themselves. They say, well, that's not for me. That's not for me. That's not for me. It's not about that's not for you. It's all about you being diligent. God said that the children of the world is wiser than the children of the kingdom. It's because some of the children of the world, they take time to follow the principles that God have laid behind. It doesn't matter whether they serve God or not, but the principle is still the same. The principle work regardless. So it's very, very important that you educate yourself by reading books, financial apps, sites, going to seminars, asking questions from financial advisors. Sometimes you just book financial advisor just to find out. Some of us, we spend money on a lot of other things, which I'm going to talk about later, that is not really building us up. Spending money on things that does not give you money back. But investing in your knowledge, sometimes we find it very difficult to invest in our knowledge. You can't be profitable, you can't build asset in ignorance. You can't build asset in lack of knowledge. It's not possible. You need to understand the way the game works, and that is by educating yourself, looking for resources in order to understand the principles of building assets and avoiding liabilities. So, first, educate yourself. Now, secondly, I want to talk about assess your financial situation. You need to understand, where are you now in your family, in your home? Where are you? What is going on? Do you want to take some time to take some stock on where you are? Most times, you must have heard about net worth, right? Net worth. You type online, say, what's this Warren Buffett net worth, Bill Gates network, Rishi Sunak network? What is the network of this? What is the network net worth of that? Net worth of that? Okay, I'm saying network. Net worth of that. So you want to find out, what is your net worth? What is the network of your family? The net worth of your family. What is it? So let's give an example. If you have a house, you want to know the net worth in that house. And if it's a joint uh, purchase, husband and wife bought a house. You bought a house for £100, and the mortgage on the house, let's say, was £80 or $80. Let's use dollars for example. £100, $100, and you bought it for $80. 80 was the mortgage, and then you deposited $20, and you have been paying for that house, let's say 10 years or 15 years. So your mortgage statement is saying now that the house is, what is remaining to pay in the house is $50, right? The house is $100. You've deposited $20, and then mortgage was $80. You have been paying for some time now, and then the amount remaining to pay off the $80 is $50. All right. And that is after 10 years. But they now evaluate the house just to find out how much is the cost of this house. And the house now is $150 after 10 years. Okay. Or after 15 years. Depends. Now, what is your net worth there? Your net worth is, remember, you deposited $20. So take your $20, add to the $50. That's how much? That's $70, isn't it? And remember, you have paid from $80 of the mortgage. Now, what is left is $50. So you have an equity there of $30. So bring your $30 plus the deposit you've already put down, $50, plus the other $50. So now there is 100. There is $100 overall net worth of that house, because you don't need to put debt yet. So now, which one is your own? Which one is your own money now? Remember, you're owing $50. So minus $50 from the $100. So the net worth that belongs to your family or belongs to you, that is your own now, is $50. So that is what you have now. If you were to sell that house right now, so your net worth is $50. And then if you have saving, you check how much is there, you add it. And then if you have any investment anywhere, what is the investment worth now? Bring all of them together, you add it. That is your net worth. That is how you assess your financial situation. But most people don't even know what is their family net worth. So if you don't know your family net worth, how will you plan? How will you strategize? So that is your starting point. Assess your financial situation. And then the other way of also knowing is, do you have debts? All the credit card debts, all the car debts, car this, that one, all these things that you are buying everywhere, as long as they are taking money from you. If you have car that you are paying for, car is not an asset, it's a liability. It's taking money off you. And also, liabilities depreciate, assets appreciate. So think about when you are purchasing things, when you are enjoying life. Because the challenge most of us have is we don't have delayed gratification. We cannot wait. We want it now, now, now. Can you imagine if this granddad of this lady just used that 4,000 pounds and just finish it in 1952? There won't be 136 million for the granddaughter in 2023. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and I can tell you, 4,000 pounds in 1952 is not joke. It's serious money. It doesn't matter who the person is. It's a lot of money. 1952. So can you imagine what that man sacrificed? Can you imagine what that man gave up for the sake of protecting his grandchildren ahead that he may not even meet or see? So you can see that level of selflessness. So assessing your financial situation is very important. And part of assessing is, what is taking money from this family? Some of us will register for things that they keep collecting money every month, and you are not even doing anything about it. And money is just going, 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 going. That is waste. Money is wasting. Do assessment, all the online stuff, all the that one, this one, that one, everything. You're giving your credit card, you're giving your debit card, you are doing that one, you are doing that one, and money is just going, 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 going. You need to assess it. There are some things you don't need. Just stop it. So anything that is taking money away from you, check it in your family, check it in your life. Because most of us think that I need to have a lot of money to be rich, lot of money to be wealthy. It's not entirely true. The challenge we have is that even the £5 we have, the $5, the £5, we don't even know how to keep at least one or two of that little one we have. We are just spending it and spending it and spending it and spending it and spending it. And before you realize it, the money is almost gone. And you cannot account for the money at the end of the day. So, very important, assess your financial situation, know where money is going. And that is very, very important. And then, number three, increase your financial IQ. Increase your financial IQ. You know that everything about life has unique specialist knowledge. If you want to talk about building a house, there's a specialist knowledge for that. If you want to talk about medicine, there's a specialist knowledge for that. If you want to talk about engineering, there's a special knowledge for that. So when it comes for building assets and wealth, there's a special knowledge for that. And you need to find a way to educate yourself the way things work in this space. And how that little money you think you have that is not enough, that you call little, can go a long way if you plan and strategize and discipline yourself from delaying gratification and over enjoyment now and plan for tomorrow. And that is by strategically educating yourself. So your financial intelligence must be up here. Know how real estate work, know how shares work, bonds. Different countries have different opportunities of investment, regardless of the economic conditions. Yes, the interest might not be great and amazing, but if you take your time to find where you are, you'll be amazed what you can access and what you can connect yourself and your money in order to have some compounding interest at the end of the day. There are businesses that need money for startups, okay, and they just want that investment. You have crowdfunding as well that you can partake based on what you have seen that the guys are doing risk assessment, checking things out, understanding risk, understanding how your level of risk appetite. If you can take heavy risk or you're someone that will just take minor risk, you need to understand that about yourself. Really, really important. I know there are some people that say, no, I don't like risk. Oh, no, I don't want. And they just want to save, 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 save. You don't just save, 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 save. Because at the end of the day, your saving is 1 point something percent, 2 point something percent. The bank are not going to give you a lot of money back. So, and again, inflation is eating your money as well. So you need to put your money sometimes in something that is solid, that inflation cannot destroy, even if in part it's not that much than keeping 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 in your bank account, and the thing is just there looking at you year in, year in. You say, oh, I just want to save. I just want to keep it. Your 500,000 in the next 10 years is not 500,000. I hope you're aware of that. Even though they're giving you interest, it's not 500,000. That money might even be 300,000 at the time. Inflation can eat things up and interest rates and all that. So there's so many factors. You need to understand, yes, I have money in the bank account and you just leave it there and it's not doing anything and it's just there. And there are other opportunities you can use to get some gain, more gain back, and you're not doing it. So it's important just to understand that, yes, saving is great, but saving is not entirely forever great if you do not strategically put those your savings in the right places on things that are asset driven, not liabilities. Number four, minimize liabilities. All the unnecessary spending. I mean, I've just shared that already. All the unnecessary things that takes money away from you, please try to minimize it. And some of them you just need to cut them off completely. Because if you don't do that, you might be surprised that the pocket is leaking. And most times money is just going and you don't know what to do. You don't even know where it's going. You can't even account for it. That's a problem. And that will lead me to number 5: create a budget. Create a budget that you can follow. Now, most times people create budget, they never follow the budget. And then anytime husband and wife they discuss about it, sometimes they are, you see, they are so upset, they're fighting, they are angry and all sorts. But because they don't have budget, and it's good to have budget in a family. Honestly speaking, it's good to have budget. Budget will help you to plan better. Budget will help you not to just spend money for spending's sake. Budget will help you not to just do things anyhow. And budget helps you to be accountable to your spouse, accountable to one another. Budget will help you not to just do things the way you want to without consulting the other party. And budget helps with transparency as well. Okay. You have budget for your daily outgoings. You have budget for your emergency funds. You have budget for whether your children going to school, if they are still going to school or not. You have budget for different things. It's just planning things out, and it just helps couples to calm down. And I hope you are aware that the top 3 reasons that causes problems in marriages and divorces, money is one of them. And if you look at the Office for National Statistics, money is actually number 3 why divorces happen. In some countries, it's number 2. In some places, it's number 1. So it's a serious thing. And the reason why we feel so uncomfortable to talk about money is because there are some habits we have that when you talk about money, those habits are challenged. Those patterns in your life are, they don't like to share. They don't like to talk about it. And sometimes we just hide under not having budget because we don't want to be found out. We don't want anybody to call out our weakness. But it's not about your weakness. It's about the future of the family. It's about the home. It's about your strategy. It's about the children. It's about retirement. And this is why you need to critically don't look down on any of your plans. You work together to deal with things. And then I want to just talk about this other one, which is so important. You know that life happens, right? You must have heard this before. Say life happens. You know, when you have budget, the other one is build an emergency fund. Uh, have something that can sustain the family. Because if you know your budget in the house, you will know how much that is required to run that house for the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 1 year. And then you try to plan to have a backup. All right. To have a backup that will enable you not to just do things anyhow, so that you don't fall into a place where when it's emergency you cannot survive, when it's emergency you cannot move forward with your family. So, and sometimes from the emergency fund you can even have to look for extra way to increase your income, strategize other ways to build that fund up, because it's needed when life happens. And life do happens to anybody. Somebody can fall sick, is not able to go to work. The situations can happen. Somebody can be laid off. Business didn't work very well this month. Like, things can happen. So you need to be foresighted in order to prevent anything that could, affect your family drastically. And that is by building a very good emergency fund for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year. And that is a backup for whatever happens. You have something to fall back on, and then you can always look for a way to move forward from there. Number 7, in, invest in income generating assets. Invest in income generating assets. That's something that appreciates over time. So I want us to give me some list of income generating assets that appreciate over time. Please put on the chart for me. income generating asset. Income generating asset. What are those things that we can do? Please put it down. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it or not. I just want to share together in this life. Let me know, what are those income generating assets that you are aware of? I think I mentioned one of them while we begin with Chada's story. But what are those income generating assets that we can leverage wherever we are in order to build assets that can help me and you to remain strong and to plan our finances better? Income generating assets. What are they? Stock. Okay. Yes, stock. Yes, stock. Yes, I want more responses. More responses, please. Okay. Property, real estate. Okay. Right. Yes. What more? What more? Income generating assets. Okay. Income generating assets. Talk about real estate. We talk about property, stock. Yes. Yeah. And then we have lands as well. We have lands. We have bonds. We have dividend paid out from an investment, and also we have businesses as well. Okay, we have businesses that we invest in, we buy. So all these things are income generating assets. And I want to say something for those that perhaps they have bought house or they're about to buy house. Okay, investment in properties. That's right. Okay, one thing is very sure. If you think about when God was talking to Abraham and God said he's going to give them something, God said he's going to give them something, and he's going to give them something. Can somebody tell me what God said he's going to give to them? When God made a promise to Abraham and he told the children of Israel he's going to give them something, private businesses, investment. What is that thing that God said he's going to give to them? Remember, God owns the whole earth, God has everything, but there's something he said he's going to give to them. Can you share with me what is it that God says he's going to give to them when he was making the promise to Abraham? He's going to give them something. They're going to possess something. They're going to possess something. What are they going to possess? Yes, can someone tell me? Okay, see, wherever they stepped on. Thank you. Thank you. See, wherever they stepped on. Yes, this. Please, guys, just give me your ears. Possess the land. Thank you. Thank you so much. Possess the land. Thank you. Now you understand. And I want you to just give me few minutes about this particular one. We're talking about invest in income generating asset. Why did God, why did God not not give them something else? Why was he specific about land? Why? Why is he so specific about land? Do you know what land does? Land, you build house on land, isn't it? Your farm on land, isn't it? Your business locations is in the land, isn't it? Generations upon generations inherit lands, isn't it? There's so much that happen on land. So God knows that if they have land, they can be rich forever. And remember, they are mostly farmers. They are mostly cultivators. Some are pastoral farmings. Some are all types of farmers. Right? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's foundation for almost everything. So is so critical. I give an example of somebody that bought land. He didn't buy any other than land from £4,000 for just over 60 years. It became 136 million. So everything we do, thank you very much. Exactly. Yes, is the foundation for almost everything, though, beyond braids. And then also, everything we do is on land. It never expires. True talk. It never expires. Everything we do is on land. Guys, think about this. So it would be wrong that none of every one of us here is not getting a piece of this thing that never expires. It will be unfair that our families don't have a piece of this thing that never expires. You need to have a piece of this. And can I say this? Most of us are from African origin. Yes, you can buy land in Africa, but look, do you know you can buy land in the UK? You can buy land in Spain. You buy land in Portugal. You can buy land in France. Do you know that? You can buy land in India. You can buy land in Sri Lanka. You can buy land in all these places in America, Canada. So the land shouldn't be in your country alone, as long as it's well documented. Now, some of us that have our first houses, your first house should be an investment strategy for the future. I had this personally when we were to buy a house. I knew the number of rooms we wanted in this house because I was planning in the future to turn that house to a serious income generating machine for me tomorrow. So I wasn't thinking about now. So all my strategy and my plan with my wife was something that we're already looking ahead before we bought our first home. Now, how do you do this? You're buying your first home. That would not be where you're going to live for the rest of your life. Obviously not. So the first home is an investment strategy. So you need to look at where is the location of that house? What amenities are close? What iconic stuff is around the area? Is it a good postcode like for us here, or is it a bad postcode? If I was to turn this place to a hotel or turn this place to a Airbnb, if I was to do something with this property tomorrow, will it generate revenue for me quickly, consistently for decades? So most times people just buy house for whatever. No planning, no strategy, no connecting the dots. So they just buy house. So it doesn't matter. I can buy a house in the bush. I can buy a house anywhere. Yes, you can, but it should have a blueprint. It should have a purpose, a strategy for buying your house. Now, if you have not done that before you bought your house, if you are buying another house, think investment, think generational wealth, think opportunity. Most times people pray, oh God, favor me. Oh God, favor me. Do you know that buying house in the right place is favor? Oh, I don't know if somebody heard that. Do you know that buying house in a strategic location is favor than buying house in an unstrategic position? So when you pray for favor, God give me favor, the wisdom and the understanding to know where to buy house or to buy land, to strategically put it, is favor. So favor is strategic. Favor is wisdom. Favor is strategic planning and thinking for the plans ahead. So think about when you begin to possess your possessions, whether it's land, when you begin to possess your possessions, whether it's properties, possess your possessions in whatever you want to get yourself involved in, strategically think opportunity, think favor, accessibility, close to amenities, iconic landmarks, easy transportation. All these things are very critical for your investment because they will aid your favorability and preferability if you want to do something tomorrow. So very, very important for you to know that. I just felt I should drop that if that made any sense. Okay. Just let me know if that made any sense. Just put on the chat for me. Let that does that make sense? Are you learning anything so far? Are you learning anything? Are you learning anything so far? Just put on the chat for me. Let me know if you are learning anything as you are planning. Right? Yes. Okay. So you're learning. All right. Good. Then the other thing, number 8, is diversify your investment. Diversify your investment. As we say that we should plan our various strategies and how we want to invest in things. Try to diversify them. All right. Some of us are sitting on money, but we just don't know. Some of us have something in our head, in our mind, but we just don't know. Okay. Oh yes, a lot, a lot. Okay, good, good. Thank you so much. So what I'm trying to say in this regard is very important that you diversify. Put some things in land, put some things in property, in some stocks. Make sure that the money is in different things, but look into that, study it. Don't invest in what you don't know. Do not invest in what you don't know. Make sure you know what you're investing in. It's very important. Go in with your eyes open. Don't invest blindly. Oh, my sister told me. Oh, my brother told me. All that and that and that. Make sure you understand what you're investing. Very, very important. All right. Now, number 8, which is diversify your investments. And then number 9, continuously educate yourself. Continuously educate yourself. I started by saying educate yourself, start thinking strategically, look at different ways you can do things better. What again that is important is that you must strategically educate yourself every time. So stay updated. What is happening in your country? What is happening with the inflation in your country? What's happening in the interest rate in your country? Do you know some certain data that is coming out in your country? What does that mean in the stock market? What does that mean for your company? What does that mean for your business? What impact? Do you understand the tax implication? Do you know for those starting business, do you know what's corporation tax? Do you know how many percentage? Do you know whether it has been increased or reduced? Do you know what exactly is for you? Do you know how you can claim certain things because you are going through your company? All these things. Is it better to buy property with your house, with your company's name, and then put all your family under it as a trust? Or do you buy it directly with your name and your wife's name? You need to understand the pros and the cons of all these things, the way things work. Where do you have more gain at the end? Where do you have more tax and less tax? All these things are things you need to educate yourself about. You need to stay updated about what is going on in your country. And that's by reading, by attending seminars, investing in quality financial publications. Some people read junks. They just read, things on TikTok and they think that's the end. They watch one snippet stuff on YouTube, or they just see somebody post something on status and they are running with it. No research, no validation, no investigation. no thorough search and validation of that particular data to find out if what is invoked is correct. Don't move by the crowd, move by conviction and better choice making. All right? Don't move by the crowd, don't move by everybody is doing everything and let me just go. No. Sit down, read, study, ask questions, get into some environment where you can be more aware of what is going on. Very, very important. And if you want to invest in some of the precious metals like gold, like diamond, like platinums, like copper, silver. Do you know what is happening? Do you know the biggest players and the shakers of these precious metals? Do you know what can affect gold to go up? What can affect gold to go down? Are you aware of the stronger currency that is backing gold in the financial markets? So you need to understand this. Do you have money to buy gold? Do you know the kind of gold that sells more? Is it rough gold? Is it good gold? Is it UK gold? Is it Dubai gold? Is it Nigeria gold? What kind of gold are you buying? Do you understand how these things work? Are you somebody in the arts, right? You love all these beautiful arts. Do you know where they are selling it? Do you know how art can make you more money, right? So these things are very important. Now let me give you guys an example. You see, I bought a private plate. I bought a private plate. I think that's about 5 years now. 4 5 years now. I bought that private plate. I bought it for about £223. £223 private plate. Okay. I just checked. If I want to sell that private plate right now, it's over £4,000. In fact, the website when I did the survey and all that, they keep sending me email that they are ready to buy it. They want to buy the private plate. I told them I don't want to sell. I just wanted to know what is the plate worth. Are you aware of that? Do you know there are people that their job in the United Kingdom is buying private plates and reselling? Have you gone to check in the DVLA and see how much some private plate costs? I have seen a private plate of £10 million. In fact, I've seen a private plate of £25 million. A land of a guy in the Midland has got tens of thousands of private plates, and it's a generational stuff. His grandfather was doing it, his father was doing it, he's doing it now, and they are stinkly rich. Stinkly rich. What do they sell? Private plates on cars. And it's because of that, my friend, that I had to even go and buy private plates. And I was surprised. And I've invested now in some couple of private plates and even actually assessing these private plates and seeing that I could literally sell my private plate now and make almost £4,000 profit. Just private plate. So you need to be wise and understand, what is going on around you and understand, how you can leverage opportunities around you. I remember another group of guys that I met some time ago. What these guys do, they go online and they generate different domain names. One guy alone have more than 10,000 domain names. He's bought all several kind of domain names. Now he is reselling the domain names. So when you go to ask for a domain, and they're so ingenious, in fact, they use AI now to generate various unique, profitable domain names that are not out there. AI, because AI has a way of recharging billions of data and can come back and tell you there is this domain name doesn't exist. I feel that this is going to be potential. This is going to be and these guys, they just keep buying and buying. Now he sells domain. I remember one domain he told me he sold for £50,000. One domain, 50,000 pounds. Now, for somebody to buy a domain of 50,000 pounds, do you know what that means to that person? It means that the person really need that domain. Really need that domain. And that is why they are happy to pay 50,000 pounds for just a website domain name. Wow. When I meet some of these guys and I ask myself, where have I been all this while? What do I used to think about? What do I think about with my friends? What do I read? Where do I belong? How do I exist in this life and I'm not aware of all these things? So I want you guys to know that it's not about I don't know what to do. It's all about just understanding the times and understanding what you can strategically connect yourself with. And guess what? All these people that I'm telling you about, I met them in conferences. All of them. I never made them sitting in my house. I never made them just watching YouTube videos and just watching TikTok and scrolling and going and looking at Instagram pages and liking people pages and telling them how beautiful they are and telling them that they are okay and they should like my own too. I met all of them in conferences. Incredible. So just know that there is a lot of money in this world. There is so much money in this world. Do you know that over 8 point something trillion? Please listen to this very carefully. Over 8 point something trillion real money is being exchanged in the hand of companies and people around the world every day. Wow. Oh my goodness. I need a piece of that. Absolutely, I need a piece of that. Can you imagine that? Over 8 trillion of money is being moved around and exchanged. So, who told us there is no money? Who told us there is no money? There is money. It's just that you have not been able to access the money. The money is not reaching your bank. It's not reaching your bank account. It's not flowing a lot into your family. It doesn't mean that there is no money. In fact, the money in this world, the 8 point something billion people in the world cannot even finish it. So much money in this world. So much money in this world. So I want you to type on the chat, I will get a piece and a lot of a piece of this money that is circulating. So type it and agree with me. I will get a piece of it. I need a piece of the 8 trillion. You're going to get it. There's so much money around. So much money around. So much money around. I need a piece of this money that is circulating. And money should come to me. And then finally, review and adjust regularly. Review your finances regularly and adjust regularly. This is critically important that you review your finances and you adjust regularly. Absolutely critically important that you review your finances and you adjust regularly. It is so important. Periodically review your financial situation, assess the performance of all your assets, adjust your investment strategy, look at if there are other things you can do differently, make necessary changes that you need to make, and take into account that your goals and your strategies I talked about last week, your goals and your strategies, that you evolve in them. You evolve in your goals, you evolve in your strategies, you evolve in your plans, and you work together as a team to strategically find a way to move things forward in your marriage and in your relationship. This is so important. Remember, it is a long-term game. All right, it's a long-term game, and it's a game that requires discipline. And before I wrap this up, I just want to say something about the love of money. Most times we use that to bring ourselves down. We use that to think that you don't deserve money. And some of us are afraid of money. Some of us have limiting beliefs around money. In fact, let me just ask if you can put on the chart for me. Yes, thank you very much. There, yes, it's coming to you. The peace of this money is coming to my way in the name of Jesus. Absolutely. It's definitely coming. Some of us, we are afraid of money. And what we have been taught about money is not true. In fact, if you don't mind, can you type and tell me what is your money phobias and fear? What were you told about money and wealth growing up that you believe is not the case today? What were you told about money? Some misconceptions about money. Yes, just put it on the chart for me. What were you told about money and some misconception about money growing up? This is very important because I want to share something with you today. All right? I really want to share this with you today because this has caused so much problem. If you hate something, don't expect that thing to come to you. And don't expect that thing to flow into your life. I hate money. You hate money. Then, but you are living with money. You need money in your life, in your family. And I just want to read this scripture. I think it's very important. In First Timothy chapter 6. Please, guys, just listen very carefully. First Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Right? The love of money is the root of all evil. He said, the root of all evil, which why some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Right? Let's hear that all rich people will go to hell. Biggest scam we believe then. All right. That all rich people will go to hell. Biggest scam we believe then. All right, let's see. Lazarus and the rich man misinterpretation. Okay. Thank you so much. All these lies. So I just want to debunk some of these things right now. If you look at verse, it says, work hard, make money. All right. Someone said that. Now, if you look at verse 10, it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which some, now when you see the evil, there was a column there, and then there's something that came after it, which some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Now you can see it's trying to qualify which kind of love of money is evil. Loving money is not evil, but there's a way you get that money, it becomes evil. Number one, it talks about covetousness. Covetousness is getting all things by all means, no matter what means. Some lie, some cheat, some are fraudulent, and they do all sorts just to get that money. Now, that kind of loving money is evil. And then he also said they have erred from the faith. When you are trying to build wealth and build assets, and your relationship with God is severed, the relationship with your ultimate intelligent designer, your creator, your integrity is no longer the way you started when you were chasing that money, is evil. And then when, because of the money you are chasing, you now have sorrows piercing through your emotions, your mind, your thoughts, to the extent that you don't even know you were once in the faith anymore. That is evil. Remember, the Bible said in Deuteronomy that God is the one that gives you power to acquire wealth. Power is another level of intelligence. It's very important. Now, when Paul said here that they that will be rich fall into temptation and snare, and into many foolish and hurtful and lusts, which drown men into perdition. This was happening here. You want to be rich, but in the process of being rich, you are lustful. You are foolish. The Bible said the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. Proverbs 14 verse 1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. And now he's saying, if you are trying to be rich and you're foolish, you don't acknowledge God. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and every other thing shall be added unto you. Now you are trying to be rich and you put God aside. You abandon God. It doesn't matter whether there are people that are getting rich and they don't have God. That's not the question. You have God. You say God is in your life. You want to follow God. You want to be like God. But now, in the process of getting rich, God is not number one. It's only number one on Sunday. It's number one on when you are singing, when you are praying in church. When you come out of church, he's no longer number one. You put him in the bucket. You put him in the toilet. You put him in the bag. You throw him aside. Then when you are trying to be rich, that's not the kind of richness we're talking about. Do you understand? This is very important. So if you love money from a place that you are getting this money in the right way, righteously, you're following the principle of labor, the principle of investment, the principle of sowing and reaping, the principle of diligence. Why do you not love money? Love money. Love it. Love it a lot. Love it. Enjoy loving it. Be with it. Enjoy loving money. Let money love you. Love money. It's perfectly okay. And then the other thing is this that I want to say in this live before we wrap up. Some people are paying, they're giving offering, they're giving tithes, but they're still poor. And they're wondering why. You know, you can tithe yourself to everlasting poverty. You can tithe yourself, you can give offering to everlasting poverty. You know, people think because you tithe and because you give offering, you're automatically going to be rich. The principle cannot be minus from your life because you brought offering and tithes to God. God operates by principle. Principle and the person of God is different. It's your king, it's your Lord, it's your creator. That's a person. But when he tell you to sow, to labor, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. That are principles. It's universal. And God cannot change that for you. Very important. So that is why you can still be tithing and be very poor. Tithing and you don't have any generational wealth. Tithing you as poor like something that they can't even describe. But you know, when you educate yourself, you pray, you align yourself with God, he gives you power, understanding, and wisdom to navigate how you can also put your own human effort. Faith without works is dead. Some people write prayer requests, so long prayer requests to be rich. You've been writing prayer requests. Some have been writing for 10 years, they are still the same. Some have been writing for 50 years, they are still the same. Why? Nothing is changing in their life because they are only waiting for the person of God to give them riches is a lie. Is the biggest scam of your life. The principle remains. The principle is permanent. It cannot be violated because you know the person of God. So examine your approach. The gift, the talent, the understanding, the wisdom, the guidance. God said, I will open the windows of heaven. You know, when God said, open the windows of heaven, what does that mean? You think manna will fall, pounds will fall, dollar will fall, Rachel will fall? It doesn't work like that. If you think about when was the first time God said windows of heaven be open? It's during the flood. The windows was open and things poured down. And if you want to understand some interpretation of the Bible, we operate by the law of first mention. Go to the scripture and find out where was that thing mentioned first. What was the context behind the mentioning of that word? If you find it somewhere else in the Bible, biblical exegesis, very powerful. It was water, rain. You know what that means? God opens your mind. God gives you understanding and wisdom. God gives you directions, ideas, strategies. God connects you to one or two people. God lead you. That's opening the windows of heaven so that you can begin to operate with a divine instruction that will open the doors that cannot be opened if you don't operate from that place. We have privilege, guys. And there's no reason why you should not build assets in your family because it's your birthright if you're God's follower. You are designed to build wealth. The problem is that we have been lied to, we have been wrongly interpreted stuff too, and unfortunately, sometimes laziness and wastefulness and lack of delayed gratification had affected our ability to build and create generational wealth. So I'm challenging you this evening as I wrap up that it is your fault if your family does not build generational wealth. But it's not your fault if you are born without generational wealth. Okay? If you are born without silver spoon in your mouth, golden spoon, diamond spoon, if you are born without all this mega 136 million in your bank account, it's not your fault. But it's your fault if you refuse to build generational wealth. It is your fault if your family refuse to build something that will outlive you and your husband or you and your wife. It is your fault. And now some of you say, oh, Chida, why are you talking like that? You don't understand my situation. You don't understand my family. You don't understand my country. You don't understand where I'm from. You don't understand the problem. You don't understand. That mentality is an evidence that you are trapped already in your mind. There is nowhere you are in the world if God walk with you and you operate from that principle that you want things to change in your life that you will not change. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. The speed might be different, the level might be different, the rate might be different, but trust me, fundamentally, there is nowhere you are in the world that if you want to build wealth, generational wealth, you cannot start from there. There's nowhere in the world. So let's take advantage of what we have. So before we go, thank you very much, everyone. And please do not forget our conference, our bank conference. We're still pushing that. You know, if you have not got your ticket, ladies, this is so important. This is so important that we participate in this. I want to encourage all the wives, especially those in the United Kingdom, husbands, make sure your people are part of this event. You know, book for your husbands, encourage them to be there. Your brothers, sow a seed in somebody's life in London and the UK. Say, God, I want this person to attend. I want this person to be there. It's still part of sowing. In fact, I don't want to talk about giving because there are different types of giving. Sometimes some people think that prosperity just come by what you do. Do you know that you can just obey an instruction to do something for somebody? It will just unlock some revelation, some divine blueprint in your mind, some door just open, boom, just because you are opening door for somebody else. You get that? So that's another discussion of another day, different type of giving. So I want to give you the opportunity. This is also me giving. This is all these men giving. Absolutely important that you encourage your brothers, your husbands to be part of this. This is exclusive men event, and I want you to know it is going to be absolutely life changing, powerfully epic. So you can't miss this event. You can't miss this event. This is so important that you book your ticket ASAP to be part of this event. And from the 4th, the the 4th of June, we're going to be ending the first early bird discount. For those that want to take advantage of that, please go ahead and do so. And second early bird discount will eventually go to £200. I mean, this thing is even far worth more than £1,000, to be honest. But we're just giving it away to transform and to encourage the men to come out. So in somebody's life, impact the life of someone, change the life of someone, and also encourage others, share the flyers. Let's come to London and let's just change and transform ourselves. Educating yourself. And we have men that will be talking about properties, purpose, health. Well, I'm talking about branding for the men, talking about parenting. So there's all sorts that is going to happen in this event. And I want to encourage all the women, make sure your husbands are here if they're in the UK. Encourage them. Even if you have friends and family in the UK, bring them, pay for them. Let them be part of this event because this is going to change their life. Some people will discover themselves here. Some people will turn around. Some people will encounter God. Some people will say, no, no more. I can't live like this anymore. Some people will be purposefully driven. Some men will leave here and go back to their wife completely transfigured, change and turn around. So the event is not a child's play. It's an event that is going to change the trajectory of all men. I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward for it. We're praying, we're fasting, we're trusting the God of heaven to inspire all the speakers and all the panelists and the breakout section, everything we're going to do there to transform the life of men. By the time we leave, we're living as brand new men in our lives. So please do not take this for granted. It's going to change your life. It's going to change my life. And we will never, ever remain the same. Okay. So this is very, very important. Make sure you participate. Make sure you join. So before we go, you can just drop what is the main thing you are taking away today? What's the main thing you're taking away today? Don't forget to share about our mastermind group. If you have those that want to be part of us, please let us know. We'll make sure that they become part of our yearly mastermind group. Look at what we are learning. Look at what we're encouraging ourselves in the group. Look at the tips. Look at the challenge, the book reviews, and everything. All these things are there to educate, to support one another. Be your brother's keeper. Encourage others to be part of that group. Let us know, and we'll do everything we can to get them on board. And if you need deeper counseling, you need support, please, somebody that need our services, marriage life management services, regardless of where they are in the world, please let us know. Your brother, your sister, your cousin, your friends, wherever, we'll be able to do whatever we can to support them. But above all, intention is very, very important in building generational wealth and transforming your relationship. So let's know, build generational wealth to get a piece of the money being circulated. Yes, what have you learned so far as we go? And I was expecting some questions, but it looks like if we don't have any, then we just wrap it here. Just tell me what you have learned so far and if you enjoyed this class. And please don't forget to share this with your friends and family. Just copy the link, put it on your status. This might just change somebody's life, help somebody, empower somebody, give this, transform people's life. This might also be an opportunity for them to change. So let me know what you are taking away as we begin to wrap up. Let's know. Let's know. Okay, let me see. To get a piece of the money being circulated. Yes, I want to be part of that as well. 100%. I want to be part of that. Okay. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much. Let me see. I really appreciate this time we have spent building asset for retirement and accumulating liabilities. God bless you. God keep you and God sustain your home. And may you continue to be strengthened and to do things differently to make your marriage amazing. Yes, let's see anyone commenting. Okay. Importance of generational wealth. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Importance of generational wealth. And can you also thank you? I really, really appreciate you guys here today. So I'm gonna call it, wrap it up today, and hopefully I will see you guys some other time. You've been blessed.